Hi there. Welcome to 5 points a day. For a change, instead of 5 questions, let's talk about 5 points which will help you in acing PMP 2021 exams. This is volume 23. All right. All these 5 notes are taken from our highly selling read and pass notes, Ninja Notes for PMP exams. These Ninja Notes are available both in paperback and Kindle version on all sites in India and some of these countries in Asia, apart from India. The Ninja Notes are available only in Kindle format. Well, Amazon has their own philosophy, some of the things I don't understand, but as far as US and Europe and Japan is concerned, these Ninja Notes are available in the form of paperback, and remember, these paperbacks are also completely colored. This is a completely all-color book, which makes it interesting, and it is filled to the brim with fantastic notes which will help you ace PMP exams. All right, let's look at least 5 of them. The very first one is purchase order versus fixed price contract. Now, a lot of people, because of the kind of trainings that they've gone through, maybe in Udemy or some other places, a lot of candidates do not know the real difference between purchase order and fixed price, despite the fact that a lot of questions do come on PMP exams on these. Now, let's try to understand, and you will understand it for once, and I mean forever. I mean, the difference is quite simple. All you have to do is, understand it. That's it. That's what you do at PM Pulse, make people understand. All right, let me change the pointer option to laser pointer so that you'll know where I'm pointing. Let's start with purchase order. What is a purchase order? Well, it's a contract, just like fixed price, but the only difference is that purchase orders are only made for ready-made articles or services or product. Means there is no customization here. You're not asking something to be made. For example, if I have a house to be made, I'm not going to issue a purchase order for that because it has to be designed. There's nothing known. It's not a ready-made article, right? But if I'm buying a house which is part of a large apartment over there, I'll simply go for a purchase order because it's a ready-made article. So see the difference, right? So ready-made articles, service or product, it is for that. The contract called purchase order. There's no customization. Price reference is available in the market. You can compare the prices of the same product. For example, if I need 50,000 bottles of, let's say, Aquafina water bottles, well, I just go to somebody who's the cheapest. I don't have to explain technically. And therefore, the price references are available because it's a ready-made product which is available in the market. No technical customization or specifications, and only comparison of the price, and usually nothing else. There are sometimes in certain high-end ready-made articles you may have some other considerations, but the fact is usually it's only, most of the time, 100% of the time, the main driving force is the comparison of price. Cheaper is better because technically it's already a ready-made product. Once you select a vendor and say, hey, I'm going to buy this from you, you issue a purchase order. Purchase order is always for ready-made article, right? Now, on the other hand, fixed price contract is nothing to do with ready-made articles. Fixed price is the most common kind of contract. It is for customization. It is for those kind of products which you are trying to get it made because of the requirements in your head. Right? They are not available off the shelf. Requirements are clear. You have to explain it to the people. Less changes are expected because you want to give all the requirements upfront, and so that I can fix the price. At the time of the sign of the contract, the price is fixed. No price reference is existing because this is for, not a ready-made article. It is for customization. And when is the price fixed? Price is fixed at signing the contract, and risk is completely with the vendor. When it comes to fixed price, it is the vendor who has the entire headache, and there is no headache for the customer. Now, see, there is a huge difference between purchase order and fixed price. Purchase order is for ready-made articles. Fixed price is for something that you want to get custom made, right? Both of them are contracts. Perfect. Now that you know, let's move on. Relevant to that is we have something known as RFQ and RFP. Both of these are documents which are created by the buyer and given to all the bidders so that they can reply. Now, if you request for quotation, RFQ stands for request for quotation. If you're going to distribute as a buyer quotations, RFQ to all the bidders, what they will return would be quotations. But when you request for proposal, you distribute the RFP document to all the bidders, what you get in return is proposal. Now, what's the difference? RFQ is something that you use only for purchase order, requesting only the best price, and that is done only for ready-made articles when you are trying to create a purchase order. So in the case of purchase order, when you are trying to procure ready-made articles, ready-made services, ready-made products, you simply send out RFQs, describe the product that you want. It's available ready-made. You just ask for the best quotation, and the bidders in turn will give you the best quotations. You choose the cheapest. But in terms of RFP, this is done when the work has to be customized. RFP is never done for ready-made articles. It is for customization, whether it is a fixed price contract, whether it is cost reimbursable, whether it's time and material. You have to issue a RFP. Now it contains a lot of things, including the requirements, the terms of the contract, when the work should be done, those kind of things, all possible things. And therefore RFP is requesting for demonstrating understanding that can you do the work. You cannot simply select any of the bidders who simply quoted less because they didn't understand. So they have to be technically competent. They should understand the work. They should have the ability to perform as well as price. So that is RFP, and this is RFQ. Huge difference. Now you know. All right, let's move on to the third point. Something that has started showing up in PMP exams quite a bit lately. It is point of total assumption, and a lot of people get confused. Now, first of all, you need to understand that this is only applicable in fixed price contract, not in purchase order, not in CR, not in TM, only fixed price contract. Now, why? You see, the fixed price contract is for a customized product, a customized service, and the requirements are fixed upfront, and at the time of the signing of the contract, the price is fixed. Now, whether the vendor has not understood very well, they are now legally bound to finish the work, whether the money goes out of their pocket, do they make a profit or not. Even if they have to make losses, they would have to finish the contract. Contract is legally binding, and therefore fixed price contract from the vendor point of view suffers from the point of total assumption. What does it mean? It means, let's say, I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm a vendor who has been selected by you, and I'm supposed to build a house for you for $1 million. What I decided, the reason I bid for $1 million is because I somehow knew that I would probably take $800,000 to finish the entire house, and the $200,000 would be my profit. So that was my planned profit. I would finish the entire thing in $800,000, right? However, as I started working, a lot of things happened. I had miscalculated, I had misunderstood the requirements, a lot of things came to light, and I realized that my entire work is continuously going on. My entire contract price of 1 million I've already consumed, but my work is not finished. So from this point of time, the point of total assumption is the point at which the total fees of FP contract matches the total amount expended by the vendor, and the work is still not finished. That is called the point of total assumption, because beyond that point, whatever the vendor is going to expend, it is going to be from his own pocket. And this is very dangerous. That is why in fixed price contract, the entire cost risk is with the vendor. And that's because of the point of total assumption. And this is the reason why many vendors have become bankrupt. So you get into these kind of contracts only if you've done these kind of work very well, you have an expertise, or the requirements are crystal clear and there are hardly any assumptions. This is called the point of total assumption. Alrighty, let's move on. Many times people get confused between time and material and cost reimbursable, and that's again because of the way they've been explained. Now, time and material and cost reimbursable, they are both a kind of contract where the duration may not be completely fixed, right? And therefore people feel, hey, it's more or less the same. No, absolutely not. It's a huge difference. Most of the time and material contracts are made for enhancement, or just getting more people for a short period of time. So you have a huge event going on, and you need some people who are presenters, marketing people, people who are going to man the booths. You just hire them for a couple of months. You pay them an hourly rate, and once the work is over, well, you say bye bye. So in time and material, it is mostly to enhance your capacity of human resources. Sometimes it's also machine resources like road rollers, cranes that you hire, and that's all time and material. Now you need to understand, in time and material, it's not that the requirements are not clear. The requirements are 100% clear. It's just that the buyer wants to retain control because of security, because of any other reason, and at the same time it could also be because they just want to temporarily enhance their capacity of working in terms of resources, and they need it for a short period of time, and the time may not be completely decided. So that is time and material basis. Now what you need to understand, that when contractors supply their machinery or human beings to the buyers on an hourly rate, this hourly rate also includes an element of profit for the contractor. Otherwise, why is the contractor even, lending such people and machines out? So that is called T&M contract. Understand that very clearly. It is because the buyer wants to temporarily enhance the capacity of production or whatever resources that they need, right? Or they want to retain control because of secrecy, because of security. So that is when you go for T&M contract, time and material contract. CR, which is cost reimbursable, that's a different kind of a contract where only the costs are taken into account. There's no pricing here. Most of the time, 99% of the time, CR contracts are done for research and development. Till the time the research is being done, yes, research and development is outsourced quite a lot. If you look at pharmaceutical industries, particularly now when you talk about Corona, Pfizer could not make their own the Corona vaccine. They had to outsource it to BioNTech, which is in Germany. And BioNTech then actually tied up with them, and they did the entire thing in a CR basis, and they were successful. They made millions after that, right? So now the point is, most of the CR contracts are done from the point of view of outsourced research and development. Till the time the research is going on, well, I'll give you a decided amount of reimbursement, right? Just reimbursement. Now, the thing about research and development is that it's not necessary that you get a result. You may work for a couple of years and still, even with your best effort, you could not get anything. It's trial and error. And therefore, if you're not able to, the vendor is not able to find a solution, they have been reimbursed to a certain extent. So it minimizes the risk for the vendor as well as the buyer. But on the other hand, if the vendor ends up finding a solution, then the buyer may give a new contract of a purchase order of mass supply like Pfizer has done with BioNTech, or they'll simply say, hey, you know what, this now belongs to me and here's your $200 million. It could be anything. So that is called CR. Cost reimbursable is only for cost and for research and development, and till the time the solution is not done, you just reimburse. But time and material, the requirements are very clear. In CR, the requirements are not clear. They're just not clear, right? But in time and material, it's simply requirements are clear, but the buyer wants to retain control, and the hourly rate has an element of profit. Whereas in CR, the rates which are being paid hourly, weekly, monthly, daily, whatever is the reimbursement duration, that does not contain any element of profit whatsoever. It's purely cost. That's the reason why it's called cost reimbursable. All right, now that you know, let's move on to the last point, and that is target price. Now, target price is basically an overall upper limit that is provided in certain contracts that, hey, as the project progresses, whatever the work that we're getting you to do as a vendor, the overall price limit is this much. That is called the target price. Now, you would wonder, wait a second, in fixed price, we already have a fixed price contract, so why do we need a target price? And that's a good point, because you don't need that in fixed price because that's already there. What happens in CR? What happens in time and material? The durations are not fixed, and therefore your price may balloon out of context. So if you have a budget and you have said, okay, in general, this is how much it costs, so you let the customers know, the vendors know that there is a target price, and it's used in only two contracts, time and material and CR, that once we go beyond this or we are about to reach this, we will try to shut it down. That is called a target price. A buyer estimate of the total price to be paid to the seller for completion of that outsourced project. So this could be an upper limit that we provide. Only applicable in T&M contract and CR. All right, with this, it comes to the end of this specific episode. And thank you for watching. Do subscribe and listen. Since we are creating a series, make sure that you don't miss out any of these elements, any of these videos that we post, and subscribe and press the notification bell. Leave a thumbs up mark. That really helps with the algorithm with YouTube. Comment, and I will let you know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to engage with you and share. We never advertise. We do not go for any paid promotion as a philosophy in PM Pulse, and therefore we depend on great people like you to simply share, right? Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Best luck for your PMP preparations.